Man, the Detroit Lions had that fire in their guts tonight when they walked in the Arrowhead, ran to Arrowhead, and they stunned the Chiefs at home in the game opener. I am so happy for the Lions fans. It's an awesome experience for them. And, honestly, if you're a fan of the NFL, it's really cool to see, unless you're a Chiefs fan, it's really cool to see the Detroit Lions. It's really like heart touching in a way not really heart touching, but you know what I mean, to see the Detroit Lions go out there and get it done on one of the, it's a big stage, the game opener against the reigning, defending Super Bowl champs. The Lions go in there and they knock them off. Now, granted, the Chiefs did not have Travis Kelce, nor did they have Chris Jones. But I will say, I think, Eric Gray played very good. Was he Mahomes or was he Kelce? Ask no, but Eric Gray still played really well. He had that really nice catch and broke a couple of tackles and just ultimately had a really nice big catch there. Had a few catches here and there. Really good blocker. Liked what I saw from Eric Gray and from Blake Bell. He had a few nice plays. Caught a touchdown, and he caught a flat. Took it for 8 yards on the first or second down. Blake Bell had a good game blocking. They had him go under center at one point and try to run a little, trick play. Just did not work out. But man, this is pretty cool to see. I'm pretty excited for the Lions and the Lions fans now. The Lions still have a ways to go. So let's start with the defense. So Aiden Hutchinson absolutely killed it tonight. Whether he was on the inside or he was on the outside, he was absolutely incredible. Making having incredible spin moves off the edge, coming up on the inside, bullying Trey Smith. Aiden Hutchinson was just phenomenal, getting pressure all night long. Don't forget his buddy on the other side, James Houston, who actually played pretty good as well. As one play where he just had him by the feet, trying to take him down, and just cannot. Patrick Mahomes just stood there, and I don't remember if he completed the pass or not, but James Houston was all over him. He is a very explosive edge rusher. I like James Houston. Hopefully he gets a little more playing time. He's very explosive. Like I said, Hutch came up from the middle as well. They did very good stopping the run. Clyde Edwards-Helaire missed a few holes, but, they did okay against Isaiah Pacheco. He did have a few good runs here and there, but I thought the defensive line was pretty good for how good the Chiefs' offensive line is as well. The Chiefs offensive line still had a decent day. It looks worse because, the receivers for the Patriots, the receivers for the Chiefs couldn't really get open. They couldn't really make a play. Kadarius Toney was dropping footballs every time he had a chance to catch one. Toney was just horrible tonight. He dropped a big one later on in the game, which ultimately, led to the Chiefs not converting on that drive, which, Lions got the ball back at the end of the game. And, I will say the cornerbacks had good coverage, although, was it a little bit of the cornerbacks not playing well or was it a little bit of the defensive backs playing well and having good coverage and the receivers not being able to get open? I think it was a little bit of both. Now, Kadarius Toney got open a few times, but like I said, he dropped many passes. He dropped like 3 or 4 passes, 3 of which he was like wide open on. Very disappointing day for Kadarius Toney. It is what it is. You got to move on. Rashee Rice had a drop, but he had a few nice catches. MVS had a few nice catches. Justin Watson, I think, emerged as a guy that made a few plays tonight, but you still looking for someone to continue to make those big plays consistently. Now, Watson actually had a few big plays, had a few really nice catches. MVS had a few nice catches, but you're still looking for that one guy, especially when Travis Kelce is in there. You didn't really have that one guy that can make that magic happen, so to say. And, I thought Eric Gray played well. I thought Blake Bell played well in the tight ends you had there, but they were no Travis Kelce. Now, the PI call against Cam Sutton later on in the game, I thought that was a little suspect, but, he did push him past where the ball was. Yeah, I guess you could call PI on that, but I thought, whatever. I'm not going to say any more than that. I don't really know myself. But let's see. Then we got, I wish the Lions would have played a little more with the outside run game. Every time you hand it off to the outside with Jahmyr Gibbs, even Montgomery, you seem to do pretty well running it to the outside. I don't know why they didn't do it more. I wish they would have, because that was succeeding at a very high rate for them. Wish they would have kept doing it. Didn't, but I hope they do that more in the future. There was a one-play call, 3rd and 10. It was earlier in the game. They called a screen on like 3rd and 10. At first, I thought it was a bad play call. Then ECG commented on my tweet, and he gave me a little rundown on why it wasn't early in the game. And that's fair. I understand that, but I still think that's a little conservative. The offensive coordinator could not have predicted or predicted that Reynolds would have fumbled the ball. Reynolds had a decent night. If he didn't fumble it, it would have been a good night because that fumble really hurts. And since they won, it doesn't look as bad. But if they lost, it would have looked even worse. Still not a good look fumbling the ball either way. Don't care who you are. Don't care when it is or if you win or not. It's still a bad look fumbling the ball. It's not good at all. But I will say that Jared Goff did look decent tonight. Did have a few nice throws. I'm going to pause this for a second and look at his stats. All right, so, Jared Goff had a decent night. He was 22 of 35. It was like 250 yards, 1 passing touchdown, 63% completion percentage, and he did miss quite a few throws here and there. He did, miss an open. I don't remember who it was. I think it was Marvin Jones. He overthrew Marvin Jones on the sideline, which could have set up for a field goal towards the end of the half. Would have had a chance to get another short little play in there, maybe kick a field goal. Overthrew him a little bit. It wasn't Marvin Jones' hands as well, so I will say it's a little bit of both, but if Jared Goff put it on the money, Marvin Jones probably would have came down with it. And yes, it is a former Detroit Lion coming back with it. But David Montgomery had a decent day. 21 carries, 74 yards, 1 touchdown. 3.5 yards per carry. That can be a little better. But I feel like, even though it says only 3.5 yards per carry, I feel like he really worn down that defense, and he did a very good job doing so. That was kind of like the workhorse guy, kind of like, let's tire out this Chiefs defense. Let's have Gibbs, let's get Gibbs in here a couple of times. I would have liked to see Gibbs a little more, especially with some outside runs. I think he did have a run where he did lose 2 yards. So, Jahmyr Gibbs looked really good. I would like to see them run more with Jahmyr Gibbs, especially he drafted him 12th overall. And, I know you have Dave Montgomery, who's kind of a workhorse guy, and maybe you want to preserve him and give him a chance to really learn. And there was a play where he could have hit a hole, or he could have just, bursted and taken it away, and had a pretty big gain, but he ultimately did not. There was another play earlier on in the game. I don't remember when it was. I think it was the first quarter. It was pretty early, maybe early second or late first. There was a run to the outside, and Jahmyr Gibbs just slipped. He just slipped, and he had a lot of space. He maybe could have scored a touchdown. Would have been tough. There's still other defenders there, but he had a lot of room to run, and it was like within the 10-yard line, 10, 15. He could have gotten quite a few yards, so sucked that he kind of slipped there. And Amon-Ra St. Brown had a really good night. He had some really big catches, big third down conversions, just making some really nice catches, getting open for Goff, and Goff put it on the money for him. Seems like Goff was really good off of play action. He's good throwing over the middle of the field. Seemed like he was, pretty good tonight. Did overthrow some, like we talked about earlier. The receivers did drop a few. I think Marvin Jones did drop one. You have Sam Laporta, 5 receptions for 39 yards. I really liked how Sam Laporta looked tonight. Tight end of Iowa Hawkeyes. He looked very good. I was really impressed with Sam Laporta. It seemed like he has good hands, secure catches, even some tough catches. So it seemed like that the Lions rookies really showed up big time. You had Jack Campbell diving to make a swat, playing good in the run game. You had Sam Laporta making nice catches. You had Jahmyr Gibbs having some good runs here and there. Brian Branch had that tip pick six, and it wasn't easy to catch because, kind of behind him, and a lot of defensive backs, a lot of defensive players, that would have hit the ground. They would not have caught that. So, Jack Campbell had a good day. Brian Branch had that pick six. They have Kirby Joseph. Aiden Hutchinson was absolutely incredible. I think C.J. Gardner-Johnson had a good week. Alex Anzalone kind of left Blake Bell open on that touchdown. But, the Chiefs kind of pulled him. It was good play calling, made it tough. But at the end of the day, it's not really his fault, but a little bit of it is. He could have maybe not have left so much space between him and the tight end and Blake Bell to give him a shot to get there, maybe lay a hit, maybe swat the ball away. But it is what it is. And the Lions won tonight, and that was awesome to see. Really happy to see the Lions. Obviously, they won. No, duh. But yeah, the Lions, on offense, they're gonna have to find someone else other than Amon-Ra St. Brown to get open. It seemed like some guys struggled to get open. I know Josh Reynolds or Ryan Reynolds. Josh Reynolds. Ryan Reynolds doesn't play football, dude. Come on, what? Come on. But we got Josh Reynolds. He made that really nice play later in the game, caught the ball, made a few guys miss, and he really brought it within the 10, 15-yard line. That set up a touchdown. Really good play by him there. It's just I wish he didn't fumble. Otherwise, he had a nice game. But that fumble really makes that game, really makes that a nice game to, you fumbled. It's not very good, but we won, so we're not going to overlook it, but it doesn't look as bad. It still doesn't look good. Like I said, I would like to see Jahmyr Gibbs run a little more, especially on the outside. Drafted him at 12th overall. You want to run with him a little more, in my opinion. And towards the end of the game, the Chiefs' defensive line just got tired, and the Lions just were able to end the game. Really good offense by the Lions. Now, really good defense as well by the Lions, but on the Chiefs' side of things. So the offensive line was pretty good most of the night. Did not think that was bad. You did have Hutch and a few guys getting in there often sometimes, but I feel like they were good on the run. They were good opening up little holes for David Montgomery, helping tire out the defense, especially towards the end of that game. That offense line was pushing. They were really gaining some ground. But I will say that Mike Danna and George Karlaftis really impressed me tonight. Mike Danna, really liked what I see from him. He is so quick. The way he moves for a defensive tackle is really impressive. Got in there a couple of times applying pressure. Spagnuolo called a couple of blitzes too. And Jared Goff did good against some of them. He also he also didn't do as good against some. But I think Spagnuolo did a good job calling blitzes today. It's just, it wasn't enough. The Chiefs' offense wasn't the greatest today. And Mahomes did overthrow some. He did underthrow some. But he did, it also didn't help that Kadarius Toney dropped like 3 passes, especially one later on in the game. Could have helped set up for a field goal to possibly win the game. It just sucks the way that panned out. Now, I kind of, should the Chiefs have just, no, they did punt it on 4th. I don't remember what happened on why the 2-minute warning came. No, it was the punt. I think it was the punt. It brought down 2-minute warning, which sucked because that 2-minute warning really could have saved you there. Really could have helped you with an extra timeout. Now, wouldn't, maybe would have gave the offense a chance to go and get something, like 20, 30 seconds. And that's all Patrick Mahomes needs. But it is what it is. Kadarius Toney was pretty bad. Dropped quite a few passes. They had a lot of mistakes here and there. Like I said, Mahomes played good. He played very good. There's only so much he can do. I bet Eric Gray played really well. Blake Bell played pretty good. But not a single receiver stepped up. Didn't really help him much. And, Chiefs will miss Kelce because, no one really showed up. Some of them made big plays, but none of them really stepped up to the plate in the way that you want a guy that you can rely on to step up to the plate. MVS had a few nice catches. Didn't really, I think he made 2 catches. Didn't really show up, other than those plays. Sky Moore had a few catches. He did drop one. But none really showed up for Mahomes like a Kelce. There's no one that you can really look towards on an important down. No, you can't. No, you kind of got to hope that someone does get open. And you still got to hope that your number 1 guy gets open when you do have that type of number 1 guy. But it just changes the offense in a big time way. It really adds a whole new complexion, and it just makes it. And it's nice to have that one guy that that you can absolutely count on. And Kelce is that guy for Mahomes, especially without Tyreek Hill and Juju Smith-Schuster's gone. He wasn't really Juju made some big plays last year, but Isaiah Pacheco looked good. Clyde Edwards-Helaire not so much. Pacheco had a few nice runs, running hard like he always does. He had that nice catch on the first down. No, McKinnon had that nice catch on the first drive for a big third down conversion. It was early, but it still felt like you want to get a first down or two, give that defense a chance to maybe get a little bit of a, to catch that breath a little bit. And don't forget, defenses are still getting in shape. They're not used to all those reps like they're taking in the games, especially getting beat down by that Lions offensive line, David Montgomery, and even Jahmyr Gibbs just bouncing off guys here and there. Jahmyr Gibbs was just absolutely incredible, very electric, very fast, very elusive, and just because he's very fast and elusive, he's still bouncing off tackles, which is impressive. Noah Gray looked good. Nothing like Kelce. Noah Gray and Blake Bell looked good. Nothing like Kelce. Trey McDuffie, I do want to say, was absolutely awesome. L'Jarius Sneed was good, and the blitzes were effective most of the time. It seemed Goff didn't do well as, versus the blitz sometimes, which, you're going to get that. Sometimes you're going to do good against the blitz. Sometimes you're not. Ultimately, really happy for the Detroit Lions get this win. You already know that Dan Campbell is going to be emotional in the press conference, and he's, the way he, and you remember they were aggressive in this game early on. They went, they did the fake punt shenanigans and they got it, and that was one of the big time factors. But I will say there are a few things I want to, say with the Lions is they did get a pick six. The offense scored only 14 points. Now I'm not taking away from them and saying that they shouldn't have won this game, but they had a few missed opportunities. Josh Reynolds fumbled the ball earlier. I think there was a chance where Jared Goff could have hit Marvin Jones by the sideline towards the end of the first half and maybe have set up another quick play and maybe be able to kick a field goal. That was a mistake they made that a lot of great teams are going to make. Now, let's see how they're going to do when they have to go up and face some top-notch receivers, very good tight end. Patrick Mahomes is electric, but I still want to see how they're going to do against top-notch receivers with the top-notch quarterback, something like that. But, you can't take this away from the Lions. They came in here and, Travis Kelce and Chris Jones was hurt, really allowed, if Chris Jones was in this game, it might have been much more difficult for the Lions to actually, run the ball up the middle, which they did a bit. Didn't do it as well as we thought they would. They were really attacking that middle a lot with David Montgomery. He had 21 rushes, and a lot of them were up the middle. Gibbs had a few up the middle. The Chiefs try to do a little bit of trickery at times. Jet sweeps just did not work. The Lions' defense was very disciplined. Towards the end of the first half, there were a few times where there were a couple blown coverages, towards the end, and the Lions found a way to score. The Chiefs found a way to score impressive. Let's see. Bleacher Report, C.J. Gardner-Johnson. No, I thought it was going to be maybe on Brian Branch. I hope he's good. It looks like he went down with the knee or cramp maybe. It was non-contact, so that's even more scary. You feel for him. You feel for the rookie. He just got the interception, the pick six, and a few plays later, a drive or two later, he's down with some kind of knee injury, non-contact. I hope he's okay. 100%. I feel for him. That's a roller coaster of emotions, but it's got to be great to be part of the Detroit Lions team right now, whether you're a player, a fan, a coach. It doesn't matter what you are of this team. If you're working for them, you're excited for, even, the entire NFL besides maybe the Kansas City Chiefs and other NFC North fans. But the Lions looked really good tonight. Really happy to see a franchise who just has not, it's kind of screwed up at moments like this, who has never really had the moment, but when they have, they kind of screwed it up. But now, they take it. The NFL could have put any other team there versus the Chiefs. You could have put the Niners, the Bengals. You could have put the Bills, maybe even the Ravens. Heck, and then, then you have the Eagles. Heck, maybe even the Giants. But honestly, I'm impressed with the Lions. They showed up and they said, hey, we earned the spotlight. We're not going to come in here and just, we're going to work for this win. We are going to be aggressive. We are going to give it our all. And that they did, and they won. But I will say there are a few things they need to clean up. These receivers need to find a way to get open consistently. And Jared Goff can't be overthrowing passes as often as he was tonight. He was overthrowing quite a few. Like to that sideline, that was a poorly placed ball. But to be fair, it wasn't Jones' hands, but it was more of, it takes two. It takes two in that situation. Marvin Jones had his hands on it. Very tough catch to make, but you still kind of got to find a way to come down with it, and Goff has to find a way to put it on him better. You had the fumble in the red zone. Almost got very fortunate with someone, I don't remember who it was, but someone muffed the punt. Don't remember who it was, what receiver it was. Someone not muffed, but fumbled. His elbow hit the ground, and then the ball came out. So the Chiefs got fortunate there, but Detroit Lions, good game by them. I'm happy to see Detroit coming out on top. And yeah, that's my game recap for the Detroit Lions going into Kansas City and stunning the Kansas City Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes. Hopefully Travis Kelce and Chris Jones can get back soon. Hopefully Travis Kelce can get that knee all healed up for next week. Hopefully Chris Jones can, get his contract situation figured out. We all know Nick Bosa just got paid at $34 million a year. Was 5 years, $170 million. Absolutely wild. That's a ton of money. Now he is one of the best defensive players in the league, and if you don't have a guy like that in your defense and your defensive line, it's hard to get consistent pressure, and it's very important to get that pressure off the edge. Nick Bosa provides that, one of the best in the league at it when healthy. So they gave him the bag, and hopefully he can stay healthy. Hopefully he can continue to do what he has done in the past and keep the Niners team going on the defensive side and with the edge rush compartment. So, yeah, that's all I got from you guys today. Thank you for tuning into the JDW Sports Talk Show. Where fans welcome. If you enjoy this one, make sure to like, subscribe, put the post notification bell on so you don't miss any future videos. We have NFL coverage for you all weekend long. I'm not sure I'll be previewing the Colts game tomorrow. Hopefully I'll be live for the Colts game, and I'll be doing a post game on Bleacher Report. That'll be pretty fun. The Bleacher Report app. So that's what you got for me. This is JW Sports Talk Show, and like I said, if you enjoy, make sure to like, subscribe, put the post notification bell on, stick around. It's a great place to be. I promise you will not regret it. It'll be one of the best decisions you ever make. It's a great place to be. We're building a great community. Join the Discord, follow the Twitter, follow the Insta, and subscribe to the YouTube. And this is your JW Sports Talk Show. Signing off.